Hello everybody, my name is Bayran and today we're going to talk about politics. So, it's known that politics is not the most popular topic in Kazakhstan because not only it has been the same for about 30 years now, but also because the youth is not at all interested in it. But if we take, for example, other countries, let's say USA, we might notice that not only the older generations are involved in it, but the younger generations are also having like heated arguments and discussions related to certain political topics. So, if you follow the political discussions in the USA, you might have probably heard about the term called left and the term called right. Yeah. So normally we will know that left means like left hand, right means right hand, like right side. But what are they supposed to mean in politics? Yeah, these kinds of questions might arise. So today I am going to explain to you this political spectrum, which is called a political compass, and the differences among it, and also give you some examples. So first of all, left and right. This specific spectrum is focused on the economical state of the country. So left means that the economy should be controlled by the state, by the government. Like the president and the ministers should be the only ones who decide where the money will go, where the money will come from, and how is it all spent. Like they decided. Whereas the right wing, they want to economy to be controlled by individuals and by companies. For example, let's say like they want for let's say Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and other CEOs to have involvement in the politics, and they should be the ones who decide like where the economy would go, how is it going to prosper, and what will happen with the country. Okay, so but it wouldn't be a compass if it only had one dimension. So it must have a second dimension. Yeah, this z-axis. Okay, so if we go to the top part of this horizontal line, we will notice that it is authoritarian. Authoritarian. You've probably heard about this term before, but if not, it means that the people are controlled by the state. Like whatever the state or the president says must be followed by the citizens of that country. Like you don't have a total control of your own body, of your own thoughts, and whatever the state says should be followed. And if we go to the bottom of this line, we can notice that it is libertarian. So it means that this political spectrum is mainly focused on the individuals, like people as individuals. You must have a total control of your own body, of your thoughts, and you should have a freedom of what to say and what to do. And now that you know about these political spectrums, let's look at some of the combinations. For example, there are certain countries which are left authoritarian, some countries which are right authoritarian, left libertarian, right libertarian. And how do we differentiate them? Okay, so let's look at the left authoritarian first. If we go to the extreme, authoritarian, it's going to become a tyranny. It's going to become a tyranny because you can't have a total control of your people without being a tyrant. That's just how the world works. And if we go to the total bottom line of the libertarian, it's going to become an anarchy. Like you can't give total control to people without the country turning to anarchy, which means like chaos. And tyranny means like dictatorships. Okay, so let's talk about these examples. What authoritarian countries do you know? As an example, we can have a USSR. As like in USSR, people always followed what the state said, specifically during Stalin's time. Like Stalin was a major figure in it. And what do you think? Was it left or was it right? Of course, it was left because all of the money that USSR had was governed by the state. Like whatever the state decided, the money will go there. And let's talk about other example, like the enemy of USSR during World War II, Nazi Germany. Not specifically Nazi Germany, but the political state of Germany during that time. It was also authoritarian during Hitler's time, but they were more leaned to the right state because during that time, people decided what will happen. Okay, I'm sorry for writing that. I just wrote Germany. The people decided what will happen with people would decide what will happen with the economical state. Like they had businesses and they had effect on the politic. Next, let's talk about libertarians. Okay, now you might have noticed that I added some other countries in this list, in this compass. So if we look at the libertarian side, we might notice that on the left libertarian sides are majority of European countries like Norway, Denmark. These countries are provide its citizens with total freedom, and also like a state dictates where the economy flows. For example, the education is free there, and schools, kindergartens, they provide students with free food and healthcare, and it's the decision of the states for money to go in these establishments. And if we look at the libertarian like right countries, there are some examples like Israel, in Japan, and also different examples. Even USA can be considered as a libertarian right, but it depends on the president of that country. For example, during Trump's rule, USA was mostly authoritarian right because because like Democrats and Republicans define themselves as right wing followers, and libertarians, Democrats, they define themselves as a left wing followers. And also, if we look at Russia has a strong authoritarian presence because of its president, as is China. China and Russia, they are both authoritarian, but on the economical spectrum, Russia is more leaning towards the right because the corporations and individuals, they have more power, far more power than in China, where the economy is mostly controlled by the state. So guys, that's all for today. Thank you for listening to my talk. I hope you have get to know better about the politics, specifically the Western side of the politics. And by the way, guys, notice that this political compass is not the perfect political measurement system of people because it might be flawed. Sometimes the tests of this kind of spectrums, they can be a little biased. So you have to be careful and not blindly follow certain formulas. Sometimes it's even irrelevant. So guys, be aware of your situations, be interested in politics, but don't go too far because it's never too good. And goodbye.